He went jogging with his sister, and during that jog, he realizes that he can go beyond what the qualifications are for.
Yeah, like 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups.
Yeah, all
10
of that.
kilometer run.
So he's like, how much further can I push this? And he pushes it to 200 of all of the other stuff in a 20-kilometer run, and he gets a key from it. So what the key is basically unlocking the demon castle. So he goes and does that.
All right, so what the fuck am I supposed to fight? You see a 3-headed dog, big as an apartment complex.
He goes in for an attack and gives it a paper cut and quickly realizes this was a mistake.
If I'm being real, he was losing.
The first hit took half his health.
That used his full recovery immediately. All right, I'm not ready for this, so let me use this return stone that is supposed to have my back, but I guess we beefing.
He gets his ass beat so bad he goes into hiding.
Sent out an SOS flare, nobody was around.
He tries to use the potions that he has, but it only gives like 100 each potion. I still got this poison potion that I had from when I beat the snake.
Then he thought about when he was celebrating with his sister, drinking that beer, and it detoxifies. Let me see if this shit worked. He drunk that shit and only got the perks.
And this dumbass dropped the bottle, and the dog heard the drop and destroyed the wall he was hiding behind. As soon as he healed, he lost all the points again.
This was at 27. The dog was slamming him in the wall while he was in between his mouth. Nope. I'm about to die anyway. I'm about to push this sword all the way to his stomach. And did that shit. The dog died. Then he got like a little something that had question marks and found out it was a scroll that would give you the elixir of life. And he thought about his mom. He looked at that door and he was just like, no ma'am. I am not walking in this door when I had a problem with the guard dog.
After he beats Cerberus, he gets a text message about being recruited to do, I think it was a C rank gate. So as he's going to that, he meets up with one of the people that he met at the double dungeon.
He's like, bro, you look completely different.
They realize that they're both being recruited for the same gate. So when they get there, they see everybody else.
All the survivors. So they're just like, all right, so I guess we doing this shit. Who we waiting on? Do you see pull up in a black car as one of the association guild members?
And he got 3 prisoners with him.
And then when he showed the prisoners, it go back to like a scene where the association guild member was talking to an older dude. And he was trying to give him a bag full of money to get the prisoners.
Because you find out that
those 3 prisoners
assaulted his daughter.
So they go inside the gate, easily clearing shit, and everybody noticed, like, they were just like, yo, you ain't taking no damage anymore.
I didn't even have to cure you.
And then you see that association member keep eyeballing this.
Yeah, he knows something's up.
Killed all these goblins, and then they go up to 3 paths that they need to take. And then the dude from the association was like, all right, I'm gonna take these on the right one. Now Jinwoo, his perception is heightened way more than them, realized that the far left one was giving off way more mana energy than the other one. So he was just like, hey, let us go to the left. And then the other 2, they went to the middle. The association guild member and the 3 prisoners was clearing shit easily. And he was just like, these fucking animals. I guess I gotta put them down.
The other 2 dudes that went down the middle path finds out that the middle path and the right path are connected. So they meet the association member and the prisoners and see that the association member has massacred those prisoners. Then he's like, no witnesses.
Yeah, out of nowhere in the back right here. The big who went with in the middle, his right leg was mangled, bro.
He got it the worst out of everybody. But they walk up to the other dude that's still kind of like alive.
Homegirl tried to heal him. He was like, real shit, man. I apologize for what I did in the first dungeon. He said, don't apologize to me, bro. I hate you. He
now
said,
stay alive and let me hate you.
I'll try my... And then once he died, that in the back just watching him. And then literally grabbed his arm after he was going straight for the healer. And then he was just like, yeah, I killed these. He was like, bro, it didn't look like you just killed them. You tortured them. No, that's not what I did. The old dude with the one arm grabbed up Kim's sword because he won't go need it no more.
So he told the healer, hey, give me it was either strength or defense. Whatever it was.
It was a strength buff.
And then started, for a while, going toe to toe with him, actually.
And he was like, oh, you are good. And then he sliced him on his shoulder, and then the healer healed it immediately. He was like, gotta go for this bitch again. Dove at her, and the old man saved her. He was like, oh, so you are a problem. But let me show you that your speed ain't on my level.
He started slicing him up.
This started killing one in the dungeon.
Fell down to his knees. He was about to walk up to him and do a killing blow. And that's when he finally decided to use his fucking trait.
That shit didn't do nothing. He was just like, you a little crafty old.
Jinwoo finally decides to, I don't know, be the strongest in the room. This is the second time now you've reacted this quickly. You have to be an assassin type. You're not my assassin type.
Now, speed for speed, that Jinwoo was catching up. He was good. Joe ass ain't got the experience. Kicked some dust in his face. I was just like, good move. I was like, hell yeah, you don't fight him fair. Then they start getting back into the fight. Did he cut his Achilles when he did stealth? Yeah, that's what it was. And he was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna kill this healer nice and slow. You can watch all of that. He said, I ain't gonna do shit. Used full recovery, got right the back up. He did stealth again and went everywhere. And this Jinwoo looked too motherfucking clean.
Blocking all of those fucking. He stood in place.
You know what? That's okay. You getting this shit, but you ain't gonna stop this move. Dashed in, player. That was the bad move. He used his murderous intent, and it felt like this was in a fucking lake. And he was just like, bro, this shit look crazy. I got stabbed. That was a dream. And Jinwoo sat there and watched it. And I love that he was just like, bro, I just feel like something else inside of me had just went apart again. Like, I didn't give a fuck about killing this. It did not bother me. And he was just like, bro, you know, you peer into the abyss peers back. What do you think about that? He was like, shh. I'm figuring out what I'm gonna eat tonight.
I don't want fried chicken again.
3 days later.
And now, before he got into the gate, he realized that he didn't do his daily workout.
And you could tell his confidence because like, I'll just do it when I'm done. As if he won't about to be in there until the next day.
Then he goes in there. The first thing he fight against is a knight. He tries to stab it with a sword, didn't do anything. These weapons ain't gonna work. I fought against that snake. I got a good hug from that. So let me use my brute strength to beat you. Ripping this head off. And then out of nowhere, his perception kicked in and then he killed something that was using stealth. Then he fought another mage and they did light attacks. And he was like, why is this mimicking all of my experiences so far? Y'all not mimicking me playing Gucci in here. It was an archer, a mage, a knight, and then a couple thieves. He had to beat these, which took him forever. By the time he beat that group, he was at 66% fatigue. He was like, well, shit, I don't think that they're gonna award me time to rest, so let's keep it moving.
A few moments later.
He opened up that throne room. Soon as he opened it up a little bit, I don't know what you hear in the background. Lemon! He was like, all right, y'all got it. Okay. Shows you the knight who's protecting the empty throne. Igris the Blood Dread.
If I walk into a room and see a knight with dyed armor, I'm turning around. Like that dashes in at Jinwoo. If a swings a sword that's bigger than him at me and moves that fast with it,
I'd have had a teleportation stone in my hand that I would drop. And then he was just like, all right, let me test this strength. And didn't even try to attack back. He was just dodging all his shit easily. Then I know one time he did a nice little counter attack and then he went at his side and it did nothing. But that Igris was very offended.
he's like, he has me in strength, but he doesn't have me in speed. Puts his weapon away. A word? Bet that. Drops all of his shit, even the cape.
You don't think I got hands? What's your favorite anime? One Piece? I'm about to hit your ass with a 3-piece. He hit that in the corner. He was like, bing, Gatling gun this shit. He was beating his ass so bad that this was levitating in the air and he was not letting him hit the ground.
I ain't never seen a get juggled in place. He was like, I heard you got an F in physics. Let me teach you something.
You know, I'm gonna teach you firsthand. Grabbed him by his head, slid him on the wall, pitched this to the fucking wall. He slammed into that bitch and landed on the seat. He said, get comfortable. All right, I'll finish you off with my sword. Pulled that bitch up in the air. Jinwoo said, you think I'm done?
He grabbed that sword.
And he stabbed him in the hole that's in his mask.
He did that shit that people try to do in a boxing fight. Grab the person because they beating your ass too much and just ran him right into the wall. Igor tried to use the dagger and it teleported out of his hand.
You think that ownership is gonna turn this easy, bro?
Jammed it into his under his helmet, drove that shit through his shit, and it was a wraps after that.
He's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm done with this dungeon.
Why did it give me a teleporting stone? Normally it gives me that before a boss fight.
Wait a minute.
No, all you see is portals open up. Knight step out there. He's like, bro, you can't be fucking serious.
He's fighting against all these and then he know he's struggling. He was like, all right, let me use stealth to get my like breath back. And that motherfucking major is like, use the all-seeing eye. This nigga said, nope. And he's sitting over here fighting for his life. I don't know where you hear in the background, you a bitch. These can talk.
He sees himself like, all that work for what? You thought just because you got taller, you was that, you know.
He's like, our nickname is the weakest hunter in the world. Why don't we just give up?
And then you see the countdown happen. As his shadow says, you made it for now. Teleports into the penalty zone.
Bruh, I have never been so happy to see this fucking place. Yeah, he dog walked all them sandworms.
When he finally was free of the penalty zone and went back, started figuring out exactly what was going on. He's like, why is it that every time I kill a knight, I don't level up? Looks at the mages like, they're summoning these. That's what's happening here. Clears out all the mages, clears out the knights, and then is like, reward received.
He goes to Igris and tries it. He was like, you really gonna sit here and protect the chair? I'm not that attached to my lazy boy. So stop being lazy, boy, and join the team.
I already got your whole army. Come and command them.
He said, if you want me to, I'll find like a little female hunter and I'll arise her and you gotta be what you talking about.
He said, all you gotta do is let go and let God, me,
arise. Then this got a squad of them.
And this is when he becomes OP as